Hello there, I'm Grunt. Today they told me I's gotta teach you a lot about us Ogryns. Cause we the bestest at fighting and smashing and what was the other thing, boss?
Serving the Emperor, you lumbering slab of muscle. Stay on script.
Right, serving the Emperor. He's the big boss, see? Biggest one ever. And we Ogryns, we love Big Boss, so we bash his enemies real good.
Or bash me if I don't watch you like a hawk.
Huh? Nah, I'd never bash your boss. You got the hat. Only important humies get hats like that. Means you smart, real smart. So anyways, Ogryns, we real good at following orders. Like boss says, Grunt, smash that building. And I says, okay, and that building's gone. Easy.
You also smash the ammo dump next to it.
Oh, right. That was a bit loud.
And expensive.
But hey, point is, we Ogryns is loyal. Big hearts, bigger fists. And if you don't mind a few accidents, we'll smash anything you want.
And everything you don't.
So sit tight, humies. Cause this is the tale of us Ogryns. The Emperor's biggest, bestest boys.
Emperor, give me strength to survive this.
Thanks, Grunt, but I think I'll take it from here. In the grim darkness of the far future, few warriors embody brute strength and simple loyalty quite like the Ogryns. These massive abhumans are a stable offshoot of humanity, genetically adapted to survive on harsh, high-gravity worlds. Towering over regular humans at nearly 3 meters tall, Ogryns possess incredible muscular strength and resilience. However, their physical gifts come at a price. Their intellect is significantly diminished, leaving them with limited reasoning skills and simple minds. What they lack in intelligence, though, they more than make up for in unshakable loyalty and raw power. Within the Imperium of Man, Ogryns serve most commonly in the Astra Militarum, where they are deployed as shock troops in specialised Ogryn auxiliary regiments. Equipped with heavy flak armour and massive weapons like the Ripper gun, essentially a fully automatic shotgun that only an Ogryn can carry, they excel at smashing through enemy lines and breaking whatever stands in their way. They follow orders with childlike eagerness, often boiling combat down to a simple mantra: "Point me where you want me to smash, boss." Ogryns evolved on deadly high-gravity planets, where their immense size and strength became necessary for survival. Their tribal cultures are often carried over into military life, where Ogryn squads act more like family units than traditional regiments. Among themselves, Ogryn use a unique form of speech, full of slang and simplified terms, reflecting their straightforward and uncomplicated view of the galaxy around them. Despite their limited understanding, they are capable of forming deep emotional bonds, particularly with commanders who show them respect or kindness. Such individuals are often granted the honoured title of Big Boss or Bestest Friend, a dangerous level of loyalty in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. Ogryns are also deeply faithful in their own way. They revere the God Emperor as the ultimate Big Boss, often referring to him as the Emperor thing. Their understanding of religion is simple, but their faith is pure and unshakable. For many Ogryns, serving the Imperium is as easy as obeying the Emperor's will, which usually means bashing heretics, aliens, and anything else their officers point them toward. Some Ogryns are even employed by the Ecclesiarchy itself, serving as bodyguards or sacred muscle for priests spreading the Imperial Creed. Lore-wise, Ogryns are a powerful symbol of the Imperium's brutal utilitarianism. They are valued for their muscle, but rarely for their minds, treated as disposable assets by the Imperium they serve so loyally. Yet beneath their simple words and actions, Ogryns often display a quiet nobility, fighting not just because they're ordered to, but because they care, for their squad mates, their big boss, and the Imperium itself. Ogryns in Gilead primarily hail from two different backgrounds: native communities on Skeelers and vat-grown Ogryns on Avacrus. Skeelers is the high-gravity prison moon of Gilead Primus, said to have been originally populated by Ogryns. For centuries, these communities served as penal guards, leveraging their immense strength and resilience to maintain order in the brutal conditions of the prison moon. However, as the demands for raw muscle and shock troops increased, many of these Ogryns were drafted into the ranks of the Gilead Gravediggers, the system's consolidated Astra Militarum regiment. On Avacrus, the Mechanicus forges produce vat-grown Ogryns, engineered to serve as heavy labourers, bodyguards, or cannon fodder. These Ogryns are grown for specific purposes, including supplementing prison guards and fighting within the Militarum. Their role as warriors is especially prominent in the Gilead Gravediggers, where they prove themselves in the worst fighting, soaking up enemy fire and breaking enemy lines with sheer brute force. In Wrath and Glory, players have the opportunity to step into the enormous boots of these abhumans. The Forsaken System Player's Guide introduces Ogryns as a playable species, with the Ogryn Warrior available at Tier 2 and the elite Bullgryn shock troops at Tier 3. On the tabletop, Ogryns are defined by their immense strength and toughness, offset by low intellect and fellowship. Playing an Ogryn costs 76 experience, and comes with several defining attributes and abilities that cement their role as powerful but mentally limited shock troops. Ogryns begin with Strength 5 and Toughness 5, reflecting their monstrous muscle and resilience. Their base speed is 6, and they automatically gain the large size trait, which affects movement and combat. As part of character creation, they also receive Survival 2 as their starting skill. Notably, Ogryns lack traditional attribute modifiers like some species. Instead, they start with these set values, and attribute maximums differ from humans. An Ogryn can achieve up to Strength 12 and Toughness 12, but only Intellect 1 and Initiative 4 due to their limited mental faculties. By default, abhumans, including Ogryns, suffer a +1 DN penalty to any social test with a human target, modified by the target's keywords. The species also features 3 special abilities: Avalanche of Muscle. When the Ogryn charges, they gain + rank bonus dice to their melee attack test, enhancing their impact when they smash into enemies. Claustrophobic. Entering enclosed spaces forces the Ogryn to make a fear test on a DN of 2. Additionally, if a complication is rolled while inside, the GM can spend Ruin to force a repeat fear test. This reinforces their natural aversion to confinement and makes tight quarters a serious hazard. Simple Loyalty. Allies with the Imperium keyword gain + rank bonus dice when making leadership tests targeting the Ogryn. This reflects their unwavering loyalty once bonds are formed, mechanically boosting morale-based interactions. For abhumans such as Ratlings and Ogryns, the rarity of any armour is increased by +1 due to the non-standard sizing required. The prodigious size of an Ogryn's hands and digits means they are unable to wield most ranged weapons as they cannot pull the trigger. This does not preclude them from using any ranged weapon as a club, which deals the same damage as an unarmed strike +2 ED. An Ogryn can wield any melee weapon they can conceivably hold, though they treat any weapon designed for someone of a smaller size as having the unwieldy 3-weapon trait. Ogryns require customised weapons and armour due to their size. Most standard Imperial weapons are too small or delicate for their massive hands. As such, Ogryns are typically armed with oversized weapons like the Ripper Gun, a brutal, multi-purpose shotgun designed for their grip and strength. For melee, Ogryns wield massive clubs, reinforced metal slabs, or even improvised wreckage, all scaled to their prodigious power. Their armour is also bulked up, increasing rarity by +1 because of the sheer amount of material needed and the craftsmanship required to fit their frames. Let's take a look at some of the models used over the years to represent our big lovable oafs. The first miniature of an Ogryn to hit our hobby tables was the Ogryn Hero, designed by Jess Goodwin back in 1988. followed then by 6 other designs the following year in 1989. 3 new Ogryn models launched with 2nd edition with the Imperial Guard Codex in 1995. These models were also accompanied by Nork Dedog, our first named Ogryn model. We would then see a 4 model release in 2007 alongside the Imperial Armour Apocalypse release. Eventually, 2014 would bring us the much needed update to the Ogryn line, the first unit being the Ogryn Warriors. They would also release the Bullgryns with their tower shields that you can see here. Both these and the previously seen Ogryns would be the most current line of Ogryn models for 40k. We would also get Nork Dedog's most up-to-date iterations as well. In 2015, the Kharonite Ogryns for 30k premiered, bringing Horus Heresy flavoured Ogryn to the tabletop. This then leaves us with the Ogryn models from the Necromunda range seen here. These are particularly flavourful, as they are slave Ogryns, donning some more interesting modifications and equipment. In Wrath and Glory, Ogryns are not just towering brutes designed for war, they are loyal, simple-hearted warriors who view the world through a very different lens than most characters. To roleplay an Ogryn well, it's important to lean into their straightforward mindset, childlike loyalty, and their literal way of thinking. Ogryns see the world in simple terms. Orders come from the boss, the enemy needs smashing, and friends must be protected at all costs. Ogryns rarely grasp complex plans or abstract ideas. When presented with a strategy, a convincing Ogryn character might respond with confusion, needing clarification like, "Do we smash now, boss?" Or, "What does that mean?" They take most things literally. If told to watch the door, they may stand staring at it for hours. This literal-mindedness can lead to moments of humour or frustration, but it should always be played with a sense of sincerity rather than mockery. Ogryns genuinely want to help, they just process the world differently. Loyalty is at the heart of any Ogryn's character. Once they decide someone is their boss or friend, their devotion is absolute. This loyalty should be roleplayed constantly. The Ogryn looks to their chosen leader for approval, follows their commands eagerly, and instinctively throws themselves between the boss and danger. Reinforce this by regularly referring to allies as boss or squishy, and proudly declaring things like, "Boss is the best," or "I don't need thinking, got boss for dat." Their simplicity should make them endearing rather than a hindrance. Speech should reflect the Ogryn's limited vocabulary and simple thoughts. Keep sentences short, direct, and laced with basic words. An Ogryn might say, "Ogryn smash now?" or "Books full of tiny words, they hurt my brain." Use repetition and simple affirmations to emphasize their childlike nature. They won't use fancy words but will express pride in their size and strength. An Ogryn who hears someone call them big or tough should beam and flex, proud of their obvious gifts. To successfully play a convincing Ogryn, balance humour with heart. Ogryns aren't just comic relief, they are the loyal, sometimes naive, but fiercely protective giants of the group. They may be simple, but they understand bonds of friendship and loyalty better than most. Play them big, loud, and proud, but never forget that at their core, an Ogryn's strength comes from more than muscles. It comes from heart. Finally, remember that Ogryns love big things. They are drawn to tanks, big guns, large beasts, and other massive displays of power. Roleplay their excitement when encountering something larger than themselves with wide-eyed wonder or childish glee. An Ogryn might say, "Is it bigger than me? No? Then Ogryn win," or marvel at an enemy tank with, "Boss, can I keep it?"